Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're taking a truly significant plunge into, well, one of history's most foundational texts,
Yeah.
the book of Genesis. We're zeroing in on Genesis chapter 25. And this chapter is just absolutely packed with pivotal moments. We'll cover Abraham's final years, the establishment of Isaac's unique lineage, and, the branching paths of figures like Ishmael, Esau, and Jacob.
That's right. It's not just ancient history. It's really understanding the bedrock of nations and destinies that unfold later.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So our source, as you said, Genesis 25 from the 21st century King James Version. And what makes this chapter so critical, I think, is its role in laying the groundwork.
Exactly.
For so many significant biblical figures, and importantly, the diverse nations that ultimately trace their origins back to Abraham, it really helps us see how this foundational family tree starts to branch out.
And why certain paths were, well, chosen or emphasized. Absolutely. And our mission today is to go beyond just, what happened. We want to extract those crucial nuggets of knowledge, maybe some surprising insights from these narratives.
Beneath the surface a bit.
Yeah, give you a clear understanding of these foundational stories and, maybe more importantly, their far-reaching implications. It really sets the stage for so much that follows.
It really does.
So let's begin with Abraham's final chapter. A period sometimes overshadowed by his earlier adventures, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. People focus on the covenant, Sodom, but his later years are key too.
Right. The text reveals that even in his advanced years, Abraham took another wife named Keturah, and she bore him quite a few children: Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuah. What does the text reveal about these new lineages appearing so late in Abraham's life? How do they fit into his broader legacy?
Well, it's a fascinating inclusion, isn't it? It shows the continued, though clearly secondary, expansion of Abraham's family.
Secondary.
Yeah, even as the primary line through Sarah and Isaac is being cemented, the text even traces some of their descendants. Like from Jokshan, we get Sheba and Dedan.
Right, I remember those names.
And Dedan's sons are listed: Ashram, Letushim, Lermim. And from Midian, another important one, we get Ephah, Epher, Hanak, Abida, and Elda.
So quite detailed genealogies.
Yes, and the scripture makes it clear these were all Keturah's children. Yeah. Now, while they don't carry the same direct covenant promise as Isaac.
That's the key difference.
It is, but their presence is significant because groups like the Midianites, for example, later play distinct roles in Israel's history, sometimes as trading partners, sometimes adversaries. It just highlights how Abraham's influence, his lineage, extends far beyond Isaac's immediate descendants.
That really puts their inclusion into perspective. It's not just a footnote.
Not at all.
And speaking of Isaac, the source makes a very, very deliberate distinction about Abraham's primary inheritance, doesn't it? It states plainly, Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac.
It's incredibly deliberate. You can feel the emphasis.
Yeah. That's a powerful statement, especially considering these other children we just mentioned.
Absolutely. And the text clarifies it further. It says Abraham did give gifts to the sons of his concubines, which would include Keturah's children.
Okay. So they weren't left with nothing.
No, but then it says he sent them away eastward unto the east country while he was still alive. This wasn't just moving house.
Right. It sounds symbolic.
It was a clear, legal, and you could argue spiritual act to establish Isaac as the sole inheritor of those specific covenant promises. In that culture, such a public declaration during the patriarch's lifetime was crucial. It left no ambiguity.
Ah, so it prevented future disputes over the main inheritance.
Exactly. It solidifies Isaac's unique status beyond doubt.
And then, after this long and, monumental life, Abraham's time comes. The text tells us he lived 115 years.
175 years, a ripe old age.
Indeed. It paints a picture of a peaceful passing, describing him as dying in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and that he was gathered to his people.
Yes, gathered to his people. It's a beautiful biblical idiom, isn't it? Implying a peaceful, natural death and joining his ancestors.
A sense of completion.
Yes. But what's truly striking here, I find, is the detail of his burial. He's buried by both his sons, Isaac and Ishmael.
Oh, that is significant. Together.
In the cave of Machpelah, the very field Abraham had purchased, where Sarah was also laid to rest. Despite everything, their mother's rivalry, their own diverging path, they come together for this final act.
A moment of unity, perhaps.
It seems so. A poignant moment of maybe reconciliation, or at least shared grief, however brief, before their lines really diverge into those distinct nations.
That adds a layer I hadn't fully considered. And right after Abraham's passing, the narrative immediately emphasizes Isaac's confirmed role. It says, after the death of Abraham, that God blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt by the well of Heroi.
That's a direct confirmation.
It really underscores his divine endorsement as the next patriarch, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It signals the divine blessing, the continuity of the covenant promises, now resting squarely with Isaac. He's positioned as the rightful successor, blessed by God, and even his location, Lahairoi, the living one who sees me, connects him back to a place of divine encounter. It's all very intentional.
Which brings us then to Ishmael. Because while Isaac is the primary heir of the covenant, Ishmael's story is, well, far from insignificant in Genesis.
Not at all. He gets his own detailed section.
Exactly. The source provides a fascinating account of his lineage, Abraham's son, by Hagar the Egyptian. Here's where it gets really interesting, because it paints a picture of a flourishing line.
Indeed. The text gives us a clear record of Ishmael's 12 sons, listed specifically according to their generations.
12 sons. That number feels significant.
It is. We have Nebajoth, his firstborn, then Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadar, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedema. But the most striking detail is how they're described. 12 princes according to their nations.
Princes according to their nations. Wow.
Yeah. This isn't just a family list. It's a prophetic declaration fulfilled. It highlights the formation of distinct, recognized national entities stemming from Ishmael's line. It's really a testament to God's promise to Hagar, way back, that Ishmael would father a great nation.
So not just a family, but literally 12 distinct nations, each with its own leader. That's huge.
It is huge.
And Ishmael, like his father, lived a long life, dies at 137 years, and also gathered unto his people.
Precisely. And their dwelling area is described too, from Havilah unto Shur, that is before Egypt, as thou goest toward Assyria.
Which geographically means?
Well, it's a broad description, but it generally places them across a significant portion of the ancient Near East, sort of stretching from Arabia towards Egypt. It suggests a wide sphere of nomadic or semi-nomadic influence.
Okay.
And that phrase, he died in the presence of all his brethren. It's telling. It suggests his various family lines were established, they were present, acknowledging him as their progenitor.
The head of these emerging nations.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights the distinct and separate paths these descendants of Abraham would take. It sets up the complex relationships and histories we see later on.
It certainly does. It's amazing how much is packed into these genealogies. As we just pause for a moment here, maybe consider what particular detail, perhaps a verse or an insight, has resonated with you so far in this deep dive. Maybe just take a moment to think about that. We always find it interesting what different people pick up on.
It's good to reflect.
Now, let's turn our attention back to Isaac, Abraham's son, and the continuation of that primary covenant line. The narrative tells us Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah for a wife.
Right, daughter of Bethuel the Syrian, sister of Laban the Syrian. Important connections there too.
And we see a pattern emerging here, don't we? Echoing the challenges Sarah faced.
Barrenness, yes. Rebekah initially faced barrenness. The source is explicit about it.
But Isaac's response is different from Abraham's initial reaction with Hagar.
It is. The text says Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife. He prayed directly.
No shortcuts this time.
No. And divine intervention follows, just as it eventually did with Sarah. The Lord was entreated by him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. What's fascinating here is how this mirrors those earlier patterns of divine intervention. It really showcases a consistent theme. God's direct, active involvement in establishing and continuing the specific family line underscores its unique purpose.
And what happened next inside Rebekah's womb? It's truly dramatic. It foreshadows so much future conflict.
Oh, absolutely.
The text says the children struggled together within her. This internal struggle was so intense that Rebekah herself was distressed. She asks, if it be so, why am I thus? She goes directly to the Lord for understanding.
A very human reaction to something so troubling and unusual.
So what is this internal struggle? And Rebekah's question, what does it all mean for the future of her children?
Well, this is a critical turning point. The Lord's response is a profound prophecy that shapes, really, the entire narrative to come. The Lord tells her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy body. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Wow. 2 nations, not just 2 boys.
Exactly. It's a divine declaration predicting the destiny of two distinct peoples, Edom from Esau and Israel, from Jacob and their complex, often adversarial relationship throughout history.
And the elder shall serve the younger part
Mm.
that flips the natural order on its head.
Completely, which raises an important question, doesn't it? How does this divine declaration, made even before their birth, shape their future? Does it predetermine everything, or does it interact with their choices?
An incredible prophecy, delivered before they're even born. And true to that prophecy, when her days were fulfilled, twins, the first emerges, Esau, described vividly as red all over like a hairy garment.
A striking image, very physical description.
And then comes his brother, Jacob, following immediately. And his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
Maybe symbolic right from birth, right? Grasping, striving.
Perhaps. And Isaac, the text notes, was 80 years old, 60 when they were born.
So quite a wait for Isaac and Rebekah, too.
Yes. So we have these two brothers, twins, but with very different starts, and as they grew, very different personalities and preferences. Esau quickly became a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Embracing the outdoors, the wild.
While Jacob was described as a plain man dwelling in tents, suggesting maybe a more settled, domestic, perhaps contemplative nature?
It's a stark contrast, and it immediately sets up this dynamic tension that just permeates their story. The text also highlights something crucial: parental favoritism.
Ah, yes, that never ends well.
Rarely. Isaac loved Esau, specifically because he ate of his venison. He enjoyed the results of Esau's hunting, that
I have a
lifestyle.
very tangible reason.
But Rebekah loved Jacob. Perhaps she saw in him something quieter, more thoughtful that resonated with her. Or maybe she remembered the prophecy.
Interesting point. And this unequal affection, it fuels the rivalry, doesn't it? Leading to pivotal decisions that, well, echo that prophecy Rebekah received.
Absolutely. It creates the perfect storm for what happens next.
And one of those pivotal decisions, a truly fate-altering moment, revolves around something seemingly simple: a meal.
Just a bowl of stew.
The scene is set. Jacob's boiling pottage, this humble stew, and Esau returns from the field utterly faint, exhausted, hungry.
And Esau's state of weakness, his immediate physical need, is absolutely critical here. He pleads with Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint."
That red pottage.
Yes, and the text itself points out, because of this incident and his craving for the red stuff, he was also called Edom, which means red. His immediate pressing hunger just overrides everything else for him in that moment.
And Jacob, well, he sees his chance, maybe remembering the prophecy. He's shrewd. He makes this bold demand: "Sell me this day thy birthright."
Not asking for a share, not asking for food tomorrow. Right now, sell me the birthright.
He's not asking for a favor. It's a direct trade for something immensely valuable.
And Esau's reply just perfectly encapsulates his short-sightedness, his lack of foresight. He responds, "Behold, I am at the point of dying, and what profit shall this birthright be to me?"
It sounds almost dismissive, doesn't it?
Terribly dismissive. It reveals such a profound difference in their values. In that society, the birthright, it was huge. It wasn't just stuff. It was family headship, spiritual blessings, a double portion of inheritance, a sacred position.
More than just material wealth.
Much more. But Esau is entirely focused on his rumbling stomach, his immediate discomfort. He dismisses the abstract, the spiritual, the long-term significance of this priceless inheritance. What's truly fascinating here is that stark contrast. Jacob's long-term vision versus Esau's immediate gratification. It sets the stage for everything.
In Jacob, understanding the gravity, he doesn't let Esau off easy. He insists, "Swear to me this day." He wants it sealed.
Make it binding, an oath.
And Esau, maybe so consumed by hunger, or maybe just genuinely not valuing what he's giving away.
Yeah.
He swears. He sells his birthright to Jacob, irrevocably.
The exchange then happens. Jacob gives Esau bread and pottage of lentils, a simple meal. Esau ate and drank and rose up and went his way. It's described almost casually.
Like it was nothing. He just got up and left.
But the implications are monumental.
And that final statement from the source, that short, simple sentence carries so much weight. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Despised it. Strong word.
It really is. It's not just about a bad trade. It's a profound commentary on Esau's character, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the monumental fate-shaping nature of that seemingly insignificant transaction.
It illustrates how a moment of impulsive decision, driven by immediate need, can have everlasting consequences. It directly echoes the prophecy. the elder would serve the younger. And here's a key moment where Esau himself facilitates it.
Wow, okay.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Genesis 25, we've covered quite a bit. We navigated Abraham's final years, saw his legacy firmly established through Isaac.
But also saw the rise of other distinct nations from his other sons, like the Midianites, the Ishmaelites.
Exactly. Then we turn to Isaac's line. Observe that profound divine intervention, the prophecy about the twins, Esau and Jacob, setting the stage for their intertwined, contrasting destinies.
And finally, that pivotal, fate-shaping exchange. Esau's birthright for, well, a bowl of soup.
A moment that fundamentally altered the course of their lives and the nations descending from them. It's a powerful testament, really, to how seemingly small choices can have monumental long-term implications.
That really is a powerful thought to leave you with today. What does Esau's decision teach us about valuing immediate gratification versus, say, long-term inheritance or potential? And how might that apply maybe to our own lives, big or small?
Something to mull over.
Definitely something to mull over. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today, and thank you for your incredible curiosity.
Yes, thank you.
If you found insights here that resonated with you, maybe share this deep dive with someone else who loves to learn. And of course, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration into fascinating topics. Until next time.